Hello, everyone. It's What the Gym here. I'm joined by Jason, the Old Millennial, and Rich Strickler. How are you guys doing?
Great.
Hanging in there.
Can't wait to talk some Tom Petty.
Yeah, it's the top 10 Tom Petty songs live stream. I'm really excited to do this. We waited a few weeks to do this.
Yeah.
Rich will be going first, then yourself, Jason, and then me. And I've also got Rich and Jason's channel linked in the description below. I recommend to subscribe to both their channels. Awesome channels. And we already got a comment. I think this was a couple of days ago though. So we've got Soundlight Studio saying if he's going to be missing the stream, that he'll see if he can capture it. And I won't back down as his favorite Tom Petty song.
Yeah.
Great choice there.
Great choice.
Yeah. It may or may not be in my top 10.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Yeah, I'm not giving away mine either, but it's a great choice.
So I guess whenever you're ready, Rich, you can say what your favorite Tom Petty song is.
I'm so used to hosting these things and going last. I'm not prepared. But anyway, yeah, thanks for having me, Adam. Appreciate it. Glad to talk some Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, of course. Number 10. I went with something off of this album here, Highway Companion from 2006.
Yeah.
Flirting with Time is my song. Number 10. Real melodic. It's classic Tom Petty. I just love the harmony and Flirting with Time and the lyrics. Let me see if I can pull a lyric or two up here. There we go. It's just so catchy. You're flirting with time, baby, flirting with time, but maybe time, baby, is catching up with you. Just a sweet song, a sing-along song. And I was glad when this album came out that it had such quality to it. Saving Grace, Square One, Down South is a song I like as well. It's a really good album. 2006. Mm-hmm. It's a solo album. His last solo album. He did, Mud Crutch and some things after that, and a couple harder rock albums. But if you get a chance, pick this up. Highway Companion. It's very representative of the Tom Petty sound, particularly that song "Flirting with Time." I just think it's a wonderful tune. So I'm going to put that at number 10 to start my list.
I don't get why that album's a double album. It's only about 45 minutes.
Really?
I don't really get why it's a double album.
I like the song Down South on here too. It's a nostalgic.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Tune about going back to square away things from the past and things. So this is a great album.
It's my favorite Tom Petty album.
Is it really? I didn't know that. Your favorite? Wow.
That's one that's behind me with the greatest hits.
I see it up there. Cool.
Have you ever seen Tom Petty live, Rich?
I did. I saw Tom Petty 6 times live.
Wow.
All with the Heartbreakers. And from about, I'd say the late 80s through the mid 2000s, in that span.
Okay.
A lot of it in the 90s, especially. Those tours in the 90s were excellent. On the Into the Great Wide Open, Wildflowers, Full Moon Fever.
Full Moon Fever must have been big, I'm sure.
Yeah, all of those ones there. And one of them, they just had a tour just like they felt like it. They didn't have to promote a specific album, but they went out and toured. They had the Black Crowes at one time as their opening act.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, so it was great shows. Tom Petty's great on stage. I mean, was great on stage. Such commanding presence. He stalked around the stage, and he was very appreciative to the audience. He would take bows and introduce the members, and he was real cool on stage. Always wore cool outfits.
Yeah.
Everything, he had the fringe on or whatever, some wild coat, with the stars and the planets on it. Whatever he had going on, it was cool. So
cool.
That would be my number 10, Flirting with Time.
Well, before you say your number 10, Jason, we've got Mike from Did You See That here saying, "Hey guys, hey Mike," and he's saying that he had to look up who Tom Petty was, and the only songs he knew were "Free Fall" and "The White Back Down." I don't listen to those songs, but I know them. They're really good songs. Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I venture to say those are the two most well-known songs, maybe.
Probably.
Yeah, and they're both back to back on the same album.
They're both big radio hits, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much.
Classic those songs. So what's your number 9, Jason?
My number 10.
What number 10? I'd like to say, yeah.
Yeah, and just to background, I'm kind of somewhat of a newbie on Tom Petty. Like, I didn't really grow up listening to Tom Petty and Heartbreakers. I kind of was aware of them, but they weren't a band that I really sought out to listen to and didn't really know a whole lot about. So when Adam did this, he came up with this idea for the top 10 Tom Petty songs. I had to immediately do a lot of homework, and I went through. Luckily, I got Spotify, which is nice nowadays. You can kind of go through and listen to everything, and so a lot of these songs I've listened to the first time. So this is kind of a really fun experiment for me, or something where I got to go in almost blind. I was like, I hope I like them because I'm doing the top 10. And like, I want to come out and like them, and I came out and I really found a lot of great songs, and I was really happy to go through them all. Because it was kind of fun discovering somebody, that was a fun, that was kind of a fun thing to do, discover somebody almost for the first time. It felt like, unlike Rich, I know, and Sam St. John, or like been huge fans for a long time. Adam, I don't know, you've been a fan for a while, I guess.
A year or so, yeah.
So yeah, I'm just like completely new to all this, but anyway, so it's really cool to come on here and talk about somebody I'm just kind of discovering. Anyways, but yeah, so my number 10, I put You Don't Know How It Feels from the album Wildflowers from 1994. And this is a song I just love the beginning, and throughout the song there's great drum beat. It goes boom 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 boom, and it's like this constant drum beat throughout the song that I really enjoy. But the beginning has the drum beat mixed in with a harmonica. And I love the combination of that drum beat and the harmonica that kicks in throughout the song. And like for me, like these, like my top 10, these are the songs that get stuck in my head. Yeah. And I was singing after I listened to them. I kind of sing them around the house, or in the car. And so a lot of these is just like, man, they just very catchy to me. I think of Tom Petty, like for me, like he wrote some really good catchy songs. A mixture of pop and rock, I would say, maybe a little country in there. I don't know if that's a correct interpretation of Tom Petty, but yeah, I love just the chorus. I love a lot of his choruses. And I just like, when he gets into that, you don't know how it feels to be me. Like it's just a really nice chorus. Mm-hmm. I really enjoy a good chorus. So yeah, it's kind of somewhat of a what do you call it? It's laid back song somewhat compared to some of the other ones, but yeah, I really enjoyed the whole melody and his vocals on it.
And a killer harmonica in there too. I like that.
Really good harmonica.
Yeah. Good choice. I like it.
Yeah.
Good.
Right, so I'll get to it. My number 10. And I've got Don't Do Me Like That from Damn the Torpedoes from 1979. It's a great catchy song, and it's the fact that it's only just over a couple of minutes. It makes quite a really listenable song, really. You can listen to it over and over because of how quick it flies by. And I think if I ever feel down, I just listen to this song. It just lifts my spirits up. It just puts a big grin on my face.
Yeah.
I love the way he sings all the lines, and just his personality really shines in that song. And I really like the organ playing as well. Yeah. And the whole instrumentation on that song, and on the whole album is incredible, really. So that's my number 10.
that's my favorite album of his is Damn the Torpedoes.
Yeah, that's a great album.
One of my
I like
favorites.
that whole album. So, nice. My number 9 from Wildflowers, You Wreck Me. Another one of these songs I've seen him perform in concert. As soon as he hit those first notes, ding, 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 and it's a real crowd pleasing song. Tonight we ride, right or wrong. Tonight we sail on a radio song. Rescue me, should I go down? If I stay too long in Trouble Town. It's a relationship song, it's sort of an Americana song. It's got these little images like I'll be the boy in the corduroy pants. You'll be the girl at the high school dance. Run with me wherever I go. Just play dumb, whatever you know. And it's you wreck me, baby. You break me in two, all that kind of stuff. Just a great melodic sing-along classic rock song with the Americana theme to it. So that's why it's making my list. It's very emblematic of the Tom Petty sound. So that's what I'm going with.
It's quite an underrated song, that one.
Yeah.
It's not one that enough people talk about.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
All right. My number 9?
Yeah.
Number 9, I have Echo from the album Echo. So from 1999. So the title song there. And this is a very laid back song. It's got a great piano and acoustic guitar mix in there that I really like. And I really enjoy it. It's kind of this song that's like kind of the same throughout. It doesn't really get really loud or soft. It just kind of stays at this middle. And something about it, and I love when he kicks into the chorus. It's the same sad echo. And this guitar kind of kicks in. Electric guitar kicks in, and I love the sound of the electric guitar on the chorus. And I don't know, it's just a mesmerizing song. Like I'm listening to it, and I'm just like, it just really gets in my head, and I just like, I just really enjoy singing along with it. With Tom Petty, he's got like, it's not his best vocals, but I really like his vocals because it's just this, and his melody and everything. It really works for me.
That's a good choice. I didn't see that one coming, but that's a good. I like that album too, Echo. By the way, it's got a lot of good tunes on it.
This is a song I never heard before. I don't know how other people feel about the song. Is a hidden gem or?
Yeah, somewhat. I think so.
Okay.
Right, so my number 9 is one that Jason's already mentioned, and that's you don't know how it feels.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna echo what you said, Jason. Yeah, Echo was my favorite. My Echo just turned on saying that. Echo, go home. Oh god. Anyway, yeah, this is a really amazing song, and I love the music video that goes with it. I'm just not really got much else to really say other than what Jason said about it. Really,
Yeah.
I do love some of the lyrics. The chorus is really catchy and just it's very very relaxing and fun song. Definitely.
My number 8 then is from the second album. You're Gonna Get It, and the tune is "Listen to Her Heart." This is one they play on the radio. It's a hit, but it's another one of these catchy, melodic, hook laden songs. And from the opening line, it's got drug reference and stuff. You think you're going to take her away with your money and your cocaine. You keep thinking her mind is going to change, but I know everything is okay. She's going to listen to her heart. It's going to tell her what to do. She might need a lot of loving, but she don't need you. Just a nice little jab. And I heard it was at Ike Turner, who was trying to take away Tom Petty's wife at a party. That's that cocaine reference. Yeah, that's
I have no idea about that.
Yeah, that's the story behind it. So he wrote that to say, she's going to listen to her heart. It's going to tell her what to do. She might need a lot of loving, but she don't need you. It's like, get away from her, and that's what I heard the backstory was to that tune, which I didn't know for a long time.
Got a whole new meaning to it now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was writing from the heart, personal experience, and he
Okay.
turned it into this pop tune with the jangly guitar and, you know, the whole band doing their thing.
Mhm.
Wonderful song. Listen to her heart. Another one of these ones. It's the classic Tom Petty song, and that's pretty much what my list will consist of. It's not going to get into too many deep cuts. I'm going to go with what I think are his 10 best songs that I would want to hear right now. If I put a playlist together of 10 songs,
Mhm.
that would have to be on it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Have you ever? I don't know. I've. This is a side note. Like the other day, I was like talking, and I said something like, "Are you serious?" And Siri opened up on my phone and was like, "Yeah, what do you want?" I'm like, "I don't want you."
Yeah, that's never
Like I heard the
happened.
word, heard the word serious and thought I was talking to my phone. I'm like,
That's crazy.
I'm surprised that's not happened to me. I'm surprised that's not happened.
well, when you got
Me?
stuff like Siri and Alexa, you can accidentally open them up, and you're like,
Yeah, that's wild.
I'm not talking to you. Why you? Anyways, but yeah. Number 8 is I think a fairly well known Tom Petty song called "Mary Jane's Last Dance,"
Yep.
which from my research, it sounded like it was just a single. I didn't see it on an album. It came out in 1993.
Yeah,
It
it's on the
was on
greatest hits. It was
the
released on
album.
the greatest hits.
Okay, I was gonna say because I didn't see it on an album, but luckily I was like listening to the greatest hits, and this was one I think I've heard before. There was like a music video I think with him, and there's like a famous actress in a wedding dress, and he's like dancing with her.
Yeah, Kim
I've
Basinger.
not seen the video.
Kim Basinger.
Yeah.
So I remember that. I don't know if I saw that in high school or something on VH1 or something. I don't know.
Yep.
So I kind of was
Yep.
familiar with the song. So I was like, okay, I kind of remember this. Um, it's a really good rock song. It's one of his more rockier songs I have on my list. I would say I go usually more pop with Tom Petty, but this is has a really nice guitar. I really love the guitar throughout, and it has a really great guitar solo in there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it's got a really fast pace to it, and the way he sings, he's almost like he's talking as he's singing, and he has a lot of attitude behind his vocals that I don't know, really like. And of course, the thing that you love about I think anybody who's listening to a song, what kicks you in is as he's singing, all of a sudden he's like bump a bump bum bump a bump bum, then it kicks in "Last Dance with Mary," like
Yeah.
the way it transitions from verse to chorus, just absolutely great. And the chorus I absolutely love. And that's what really kicked me in. Like I had to have this in my top 10. I can't help but sing along when it gets into that "Last Dance with Mary Jane," because it's like this great harmonizing. Because it's just him singing the verses, and then the chorus, the whole band comes in, and it's like this really amazing harmony.
Yeah.
It's just a really fun chorus to sing along to.
It is.
Yeah. It's got cool lyrics like the imagery, pigeons down in Market Square. She's dancing in her underwear. I mean,
Yeah,
kind of interesting lyrics, you know.
Yeah, I noticed that. I was like, what?
It grabs your attention real quick.
It does. Yeah, and of course, Mary Jane. I don't know. I've heard Mary Jane being like a nickname for like marijuana. I don't know if that has anything to do with it or it's just a cool name. I don't know.
Yeah, you can read
It's a
into
cool
that
song.
whatever you want.
Yeah.
Right, so my number 8 is Southern Accents from the Southern Accents album from 1985. I just love the song. I love the whole instrumentation, and I just think it's an amazing 80s song, and it's one of my favourite Tom Petty 80s songs. That's why it's up my number 8. But I just love the lyrics to this one. I can really relate to it as well because I used to live down south, near down south in England, and that when I lived in the northeast of England, like I can still relate to this one. I love his vocals on this and the whole melody. It's just a really, really amazing song.
Yeah, that is a good one. That's one of Sam St. John's favorites, but it might be his number 1, by the way.
I think
it might be his number 1.
it's his favorite. Yeah, I think it
I
is.
heard him talk about it.
Yeah, when he and I did our, I think we did a top 20.
Top
He had
20.
that at number 1. That was last year, but I'm sure it's still way up on his list.
Yeah, it
So,
doesn't have more of a country feel, that whole album, Southern accents, or is that just me? Or
it does have a little bit.
yeah,
That song in particular.
Mhm.
There's a couple of them. But yeah,
because he's from Florida, I believe. Tom Petty.
Yeah,
Tom Petty's from Gainesville, Florida. Yeah.
Yeah.
cool.
So great choice. I like that one, Adam.
Yeah.
My number 7 is from
All
this
right.
album here, Into the Great Wide Open, the lead-off track, Learning to Fly.
Learning to Fly.
Got a great one, yeah.
I love this song. I like the message behind the song. Sort of a positive thing or a learning experience. I'm learning to fly, but I don't have wings. Coming down is the hardest thing. Just growing as a person, maybe, and taking a chance and getting out of a rut or whatever the case may be. Uh, I'm not sure what he was going for in the song, but it works musically and lyrically. I started out down a dirty road, started out all alone. The sun went down. As I crossed the hill, the town lit up and the world got still. I'm learning to fly, but I ain't got wings. Coming down is the hardest thing. Just a great one it's kind of laid back in a way, but Mike Campbell has the searing guitar to go with it, and Petty's voice works with these lyrics. So number
I
7.
think it's one of his more catchier songs.
It's catchy as hell. It
Super
is.
catchy.
Yeah, that's the thing about Petty. He writes catchy songs just by accident. I mean, that's just his style.
That's just how it works.
Yeah.
So number 7 for me. I think it was even higher before, but I moved my list around a little bit since the last time I did it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
My number 7, one of his big hits, I would say, is "Refugee" from "Damn the Torpedoes" from 1979. This is definitely one of the songs I feel like I'm sure I heard it on the radio.
Yeah.
And so when I heard this, I was like, yeah, I remember this song. Like a lot of songs, there's of course a lot of songs I'm like, oh, I never heard of this one. But this is definitely one of those. I'm like, this, I'm pretty sure was probably a pretty big hit at the time
Yeah.
off that. And it's definitely probably my favorite rock song from Tom Petty. It's definitely got more of a rock feel to it. Really love the guitar on here. And I just love the kind of, yeah, it's just an attitude. I don't know. Yeah, I love Tom Petty's kind of, I don't know, he has some kind of attitude behind his voice throughout the thing. And I just love when he gets kind of into the chorus with the "you don't have to live like." I just love how he does that. You don't pause, live like you're a refugee. And then I love the backing vocals. You don't have to live like a refugee. Like I just absolutely love the whole chorus of it. And that back and forth between. I love a lot of times when the other band comes in on like a response. Like that happens a couple of times.
Yeah.
Like, man, I love that when that happens when Tom Petty sings and then the rest of the band kind of harmonize and sing backing vocals, and it really works really well. And yeah, it's definitely one of his great catchy rock songs, I think.
Mhm.
I agree. Yep, that might be coming up on my list a little bit.
Well, it's my number 7 too.
Really?
Wow, look at you guys.
Yeah. Who would have thought it?
All right.
Just an absolutely amazing song. And the lyrics are quite dark, even though it's not a very dark sounding song.
Right.
But I do love the lyrics and the whole imagery, and the overall song is just amazing. And it's my favorite song from Down the Torpedoes.
Okay. Yeah.
I think it started the album. That song. It's a
Yeah,
great album opener. And yeah, I absolutely love the backing vocals on that song and the whole chorus. The whole melody, I just absolutely love. It's a classic Tom Petty song.
Yeah.
I
Sure.
have a thing for opening songs too. When they're done well, they usually make my list. That's going to be one of them, but that's not quite yet. My number 6, same album, but it's "Here Comes My Girl."
Yeah.
Is the one I picked. It's sort of a spoken word at times where he's laying out the terrain, and then the chorus is more singing. But he starts out talking about, sometimes this whole town seems so hopeless. I'm not really sure, but I remember all the good times, a little bit more in focus. And then he says, but when she puts her arms around me, I can somehow rise above it. That little girl standing right by my side, I can tell the whole world to shove it. And
Yeah,
then,
I love that line. Yeah.
I love that line. It's like he's happy with the person he's with. He's like showing her off a little bit. Every now and then, at the end of the day, I have to stop and ask myself why I've done it. It seems so useless to have to work so hard, and nothing ever seems to come from it. And then she looks me in the eye. He does that eye.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's,
yeah. That's right.
We're going to last forever. And man, I can't begin to doubt it because it feels so good, so free, and so right. And I know no one's going to change our minds about it. And then here comes the chorus again. And then at the end of that, there's a little guitar, little passage, and he goes, "Watch her walk." It's like,
Yeah, I love that.
It's
It's
kind of cool.
fantastic.
So
Yeah.
that's essential to why I'm putting it on the list. It's different than most Tom Petty songs, but I love this album. Like I said at the beginning, it's only 9 songs, but like 7 of them are classics.
I know there are like 4 big hits on there. I think at
Really
least.
strong. So that's
It was
my
very
number.
close. It was very close being in my top 10. That one.
Yeah, cool song.
Me too.
Yeah, I love it.
It was one of those that barely missed out on my top 10 because I just love the there's kind of a passion into Tom Petty's voice in that song that I really like. When
Definitely.
when he hits that one moment, like you kind of said the lyrics there. I don't know, he gets kind of louder and just I don't know something about his voice. Like it's like wow, he's really into the song.
Yep.
But
I'm
yeah,
not even sure how many takes it took. It sounds like it's the first take with how enthusiastic he is on it.
yeah, it's so enthusiastic. Yeah, that's a good word for it. Yeah,
That's right. Well, you believe what he's saying. This is probably coming from a real life situation, and he's just speaking from the heart. So yeah, it's cool.
All right, number 6 for me. One of his biggest hits. It's "I Won't Back Down" from Full Moon Fever, 1989. This is definitely a song I knew hit. I know this was a radio hit for sure. Like I knew when I heard this, I was like, yeah, this was a song that's definitely one of his most well known. I would say it's one that I want to even say. I bet this is like a fan favorite in the concert, Rich. I would think
Big time.
Okay, because this is such a fun song to sing to. Probably one of his funnest ones as an audience, I would think.
Mm-hmm.
With the "I Won't Back Down," like I just imagine the audience being like just going crazy on the on the chorus of "There's no easy way out."
That's right.
And there's like "I won't back down," like the way he does that.
Yeah.
I'll stand my ground. Anyway, I can just sing the song. It's just it's so good. And it's got like this almost encouraging message behind it. It feels like this is one of those songs that like I've heard played like as a background music to something that's like supposed to be inspirational or encouraging. It feels like that kind of song for Tom Petty, his most encouraging, inspirational song in a way. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because it has this whole message, of like standing your ground, not backing down to whatever the situation, and so it's got a good message there. Sam St. John, in fact, I want to say like Rich and Sam and somebody else did a ranking of all the songs on Full Moon Fever.
Right, that was us
Recently, not too long ago, and this was Sam St. John's, I believe, #1 song on the album, and he described it as Tom Petty's anthem, and I thought that was a great description for the song.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It is like his anthem song. Like I said, that man when he's singing this, everybody's really into it.
Yeah. Yeah, he and I had that at #1. I think we did that with Josh, as I recall. JC Flipside.
Okay.
And, yeah, that was a great one.
Mm-hmm.
Good pick. That's going to be on my list later too, just for the record.
I figured.
Well, my number 6 is from the same album, but we've got someone else singing that No, to say, hey, friends, guy can watch us live. And that's in the front row. Jamie Lee.
Yeah. From Australia.
Nice.
Yeah. So my number 6 is from Full Moon Fever. And that's Running Down a Dream.
Mhm.
An amazing rock song. I could listen to hours of the guitar solo from Mike Campbell. It's absolutely amazing. Well, one of my favorite guitar solos, but I also love the lyrics as well, and just whole instrumentation, just absolutely incredible. And I especially love it when Tom Petty says to all CD listeners out there at the end of the song, but it depends on which version of Running Down the Dream you listen to. He talks at the end of it.
Oh, okay.
When I was listening to it on vinyl, he didn't say that bit. I was really disappointed. So I absolutely love that part. I love the whole song, and it's just a great rocking song, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big one.
That's another one in concert that's very, very popular.
Yeah.
When I saw him, just those opening guitar, like
Yeah.
You recognize it right away. The crowd goes crazy. A lot of times he used it as the first encore song after they left the stage. They would come back, the lights would be dark, and then you hear and you know it was coming.
The whole song is like riding a roller coaster, going up and down,
Running down a
It's
dream.
a classic.
or twisting around and stuff.
Yeah.
What does Tom Petty open with?
A lot of I saw him open with "Listen to Her Heart" and what was the other one? A lot of the "Refugee" sometimes.
That'd be a good one.
Depends on which con. He would mix it up,
Yeah.
but it was usually a crowd pleaser. Something that would catch your attention right away. "Refugee" became one of his encore songs too later
Okay.
because it was one of his most famous. Let me go.
We're in the top 5 now.
5.
The top 5.
Yeah.
Well, the top 5, you guys both had this, and that's "Refugee" off of
All right.
Damn the Torpedo. Again, it's the opening track. I think 3 of the songs I picked so far are opening tracks off albums. It grabs you right away. And this, Adam said it has some darker lyrics, which it does. And but it is such a great. I think it's one of his best pure rock songs, in my opinion. They got the mix just right. Every instrument sounds fantastic going here. Somehow, somewhere, somebody must have kicked you around some. Tell me why you want to lay there, revel in your abandon. And then it don't make no difference to me. Everybody's had to fight to be free, and you don't have to live like a refugee. Just cool lyrics. Another one that the crowd's on their feet. They get into that. You don't have to live like a refugee. It's kind of one of them us against the world kind of songs. It galvanizes people together the way he sings it, and it's Tom Petty staple. That's an FM radio classic. So I know a lot of people say it's overplayed. I don't buy into that because
Me either.
a great song can never be overplayed. I can listen to "Stairway to Heaven" 10 times in a row. It's still a great song.
Yeah, I'm not bored of either of those songs. Love.
That's what I mean. It's like overplayed is only in your mind. If you get tired of it, then maybe you don't like it as much as the next guy. But I love "Refugee," and I like this album cover too. He looks so cool on that cover.
Yeah. It's
with
really
the
cool.
guitar.
Yeah.
The
It's
red
not even
background.
it's not even his guitar, is it?
It isn't?
Yeah, it's a Rickenbacker guitar that he's got there.
I thought it was Mike Campbell's guitar.
It might be Mike Campbell's guitar. You might be right on that. I think you are right on that. I think it is his. But it's there's a story behind that. Sam would know. He's an expert on Tom Petty and the details.
Yeah.
Tom Petty is historian.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that breaks into my top 5.
Nice.
Yeah. Damn the Torpedoes. I don't know if that was his most commercially successful album or.
It was for a while. I think Full Moon Fever might have exceeded it.
Yeah, I could see that. It's just had these radio hits. I don't know that were just really radio friendly. I guess I don't know.
Yeah. Well, he had like the first 4 songs on there are all,
Yeah.
you know, when you go through, where am I at?
Refugee and
Refugee, Here Comes My Girl,
Here Comes
Even
My
the
Girl.
Losers. Those 3 anyway. Shadow of a Doubt I like, but it's not really a radio hit. But
Yeah.
great album.
Yeah. My number 5 is off of Damn the Torpedoes, and is the song "Even the Losers."
Another great one.
Yeah.
And this is a song that I wasn't really familiar with, and I don't know if this was a radio hit. I don't really remember it. And
It wasn't a monster hit. Definitely gets played on the radio.
I mean, it's so good to me that I don't know why it wouldn't be. It seemed like it worked really well.
Yeah.
But I remember like when Rich and Sam and somebody else did a ranking of all the songs on Damn the Torpedoes a little while back. I don't know, it might have been early on in your ranking series, but I wasn't familiar with any Tom Petty albums, and when you guys did Damn the Torpedoes, I never even heard of a Tom Petty album. So I was like, well, I'll start with Damn the Torpedoes. I was like, I better check that out because you guys, it must be good because you guys did a whole ranking of the album. So I was like, well, I'll listen to this album and give it a chance because I didn't know if I liked Tom Petty yet or not. I was like kind of on the fence, like, and so then I listened to that album, of course, and I was like, wow, this is a really good album. And yeah, one of the songs that really stood out was Even the Losers. And I was like coming across that, I'm like, what is this song? This is so good. Like, it's one I definitely played a lot when I was first listening to the album. Again, it has just one of the best choruses. I just absolutely love it when it kicks into the Even the Losers get lucky sometimes. I don't know. It's just like, you're just like, immediately I just want to sing along when I hear the song. And I don't know exactly the messaging behind it. I guess I took like the song to mean like, you know, sometimes I feel like a loser, but you know, and I've had a lot of bad luck in love, but
Yeah.
I eventually did find a really good person. I got married, and so I don't know why the song kind of speaks to me as like, like I feel like I'm a loser that got lucky and I got this really great wife. Anyways, and I don't know if that's what the song means, but that's what in my head, that's what I thought about when I heard the song, and I just love the whole idea behind it. Like, yeah, even losers like me get lucky.
I think that's exactly what the song means, and I think Tom Petty's, as I recall, when we did that album, I read about the what led up to the writing of it. He was at a party in his late teens, and he ran into an ex-girl who blew him off in high school. She may be a year or two older than him. She didn't give him the time of day, and they were sitting on the roof smoking cigarettes and staring at the moon.
Uh-huh.
That comes from personal experience, and he spent that whole night with the girl, knowing that the next day was going to be different. She was going to blow him off again, but that's what it means. Even the losers get lucky sometimes, because he had no self-confidence either growing up, like the rest of us guys. You know, all guys are insecure about that kind of thing,
right? Yeah,
and that's what that song means. You know?
Okay, yeah, I like that. I like the whole.
Yeah, and it works as a song. I like the imagery too of smoking cigarettes and staring at the moon. And,
yeah.
You know, and there's other lines in there that I can't remember right now. I don't have them up in front of me, but it's a great song.
Yeah.
It must have been hard for you to forget about me. I remember that line.
Yeah, that one there.
I like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, just a great melody, and yeah, I just really enjoy it. It's a really good pop, just a really good catchy pop song.
And even though he doesn't have a conventionally pleasing voice,
yeah,
he's Tom Petty. His whiny kind of voice works with the material that he's talking about. He's an everyman kind of guy. He's like us trying to sing, you know. He just has a band behind him. He's just a cool guy that you would like to hang out with, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good description of him, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
He's not too big. He doesn't think that much of himself. You know, I think he comes across as just a regular kind of guy in interviews and things like that. That he's lucky to have. Not a lot of musicians make it to the top like he did, and I think he appreciated everything he had. He was very grateful and very humble.
Yeah, awesome choice, Jason.
Yeah, I think so.
It's one of my favourite lines of any song. That even the losers get lucky sometimes. I love that line.
Yeah.
Got quite a few things going in the chat here. We've got Richard McCook saying hi guys. Hi Richard. So,
Hey, Richard.
so many great petty tunes. And one of his faves is Runaway Train from Let Me Up. I've had enough.
Yeah, I really like that song.
Yeah.
It's great one. And got Brian saying, hey
Briar.
everyone, so I'm late. Hope you're all doing well.
Hey, Briar.
Well, I think you made it for our top 5, Brian. So that's okay. Great.
And Brian
great.
doesn't have any Tom Petty albums. I told him he needs to get some Tom Petty.
Yeah, he would really like him once you dive in, man.
And we've got Abby saying, I'm catching you guys on a lunch break. I don't know much about Tom Petty music.
Abby's my older sister.
Start listening to Tom Petty. Abby.
Yeah, she'll listen to Tom Petty at some point.
I mean, so Abby would agree with me. We never listened to Tom Petty growing up. My dad never listened to him. Me and my sister Abby never listened to him. It was just one of those things where I discovered him pretty late.
Yeah, that's cool.
We've got Josh from Classic
Yep.
Reviews saying, hey guys. Hello, Josh. And it's a Free Fallen is one of his best songs for sure.
Yeah.
But he likes the John Mayer cover of it as well.
Oh.
Or his favourite version of the song. I've not actually heard his version.
I don't think I've heard that.
I'll have to listen to it after the stream then. But my number 5 is one that Jason already mentioned earlier. And that's I Won't Back Down.
Okay.
Very uplifting song.
Yeah.
And just everything about it's amazing. It's pop at its finest, I guess. Definitely. Just an amazing song. And loved the music video with it as well. But I always found it confusing because Ringo started the drumming in the music video. It didn't actually do the drumming in the songs. I found that very confusing. But I do absolutely love this song and the whole guitars and the drumming and the whole song is just amazing. It's definitely a crowd pleasing song for sure.
Definitely.
One of the most well known songs, definitely.
Yeah.
Have you mentioned that one yet, Rich?
Now it's coming up in a few.
Okay. So we three-peated on Refugee?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, we have.
Okay.
So far, at least.
And that one probably
That might be the only two. Well, we might have another one. We'll see.
we'll see.
What am I at, number 4?
But Brian's already got. He's got one for the album. He got Into the Great Wide Open. I like that one.
That's a really good.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right,
it's
my
one
number-
of the big hits.
Yeah.
My number 4 is from the soundtrack. She's the One,
Oh,
and it's the song Walls.
Yeah.
I like
Great
this song Walls. I like the lyrics more than anything, and I'll just read a few here. Some days are diamonds, some days are rocks. Some doors are open, some roads are blocked. Sundowns are golden, then fade away. If I never do nothing, I'll get you back someday. And then it goes, you got a heart so big, I could crush this town. I can't hold out forever, even walls fall down. And then another little stanza here. All around your island, there's a barricade, keeps out the danger, holds in the pain. Sometimes you're happy, sometimes you cry. Half of me is ocean, half of me is sky. I just love that type of songwriting where you're using elements to create a message and a feeling and a sentiment. I think Tom is a great songwriter, not only melodically, but lyrically. He does it all.
Yeah.
And Walls is a good example of that kind of songwriting for me. So it had to be on my list somewhere. I put it at number 4.
That's a really good one.
Yeah, love that one.
I feel like I've heard you talk before too, so I was not surprised.
Yeah. All right.
Very cool.
All right. Number 4 for me is the song called Into the Great Wide Open from the album Into the Great Wide Open from 1991. So the title track of that one. And this is definitely one I said before on a stream, or in the chat on the stream with Rich, I think, and Sam. I was like, I was trying to go through all his albums to get ready for the top 10 Tom Petty, and of course, Jam the Torpedoes was like, wow, that was a really good album. And then I got to the Into the Great Wide Open album, and I was just blown away by this album. It's my favorite album, actually.
Wow.
And it was just one really good song after another. And I think I said that on a stream that Rich and Sam are on, and I just said, yeah, I don't know, something about these songs just like really kind of blew me away. I was like, wow, this might be my favorite album of theirs, because as I'm listening to each song, and this is definitely one of my favorites on there. It kind of tells a story. It's one of the more storytelling songs, I think. It almost tells like the story of like this couple. They get an apartment they can afford. He gets a job at the club at the door. She has a guitar and teaches him some chords. And the sky was open. Bum 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 bum.
Yeah.
And just love the storytelling of it and the overall music behind it. And then you find out like he kind of becomes famous, I think, throughout the song.
Mm-hmm.
He's like starts playing at the club, I think, and then he gets famous. So I just love it. Kind of tells the story of this guy and this girl as they go from nothing to like famous or something. So it's definitely one of the more songs that I really listen to the lyrics more, I think, than the other ones even. Because usually I just listen to the music and I'm just like, oh, I love these lines, I love the music, but I don't think I quite understand the meaning behind the song. Like Rich explained some of the meaning behind some of these songs, which is interests me because I just don't know enough about Tom Petty to know about all that. But anyways, I just absolutely love the chorus, the song. That's what really kills it for me, is when they get into the great wide open, and the guitar is really great on the song, and great harmonization on the chorus. And it goes, a rebel without a clue.
Yeah,
like
that's cool.
The whole line at the end of the chorus, and just the bum 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 bum. I don't know, just amazing, like music and everything in it.
Amazing album cover too. I love
Yeah.
that. I love the album
Cool.
cover on that one.
It's a good one. And then in the video, if you ever saw the video of that song, it's Johnny Depp playing the lead character Eddie.
Oh, really?
Yes. So check that out. It's got to be on YouTube. Johnny Depp's playing. I guess he was friendly with Petty, and he showed up for the video and made it.
Okay.
Very, very cool. So, is it it's my number 4 now, isn't it?
4.
Yeah.
Yep. And mine's American Girl from the first Tom Petty album. Tom Petty Heartbreakers from 1976. Just an amazing song, and definitely ahead of its time. And I absolutely love the backing vocals on it, and the whole instrumentation. Just an amazing song, and definitely deserves to be in the top 10 at some place on it. It's my number 4. I love the lyrics of this one, and the story to it as well. Even though it can be quite sad, the story, but just the whole song is very uplifting one, though. Even if the lyrics are a bit dark, but I just love the whole guitar work on it, and just incredible song.
Won't get an argument from me.
Hit?
What's that?
Is that his first big hit, or
His first hit was Breakdown. Off of that. His first single release, Breakdown. That's the first song I ever heard from Tom Petty when it came out. And then American Girl was the next one. But
and I know I've heard American Girl before. I feel like that's one that I've heard before on the radio, maybe, or somewhere.
Oh yeah, huge.
Okay.
It's in the movie Silence of the Lambs too. There's a big scene there where they use that. Yeah, oh yeah.
I would have thought this is sort of a song
Silence of the Lambs, when the villain kidnaps that girl and drags her into the back of his van. They're playing she's singing American Girl. She pulls up to her apartment.
Mm-hmm.
He lures her in.
Buffalo Bill.
Yeah, Buffalo Bill.
Okay, yeah.
They make good use of that song in there, and I think American Girl appears in a Sopranos episode too, as I recall. Don't know which one, but I remember hearing it.
I thought you said Bungalow Bill at first, Jason.
Bungalow Bungalow Bill. No, this is Buffalo
Hey,
Bill.
Bungalow Bill. Who did you?
Yeah. So,
What are we up to? Top 3?
3.
All right, number 3 is from the classic Tom Petty album, Southern Accents, of course. And again, it's the lead track here, the opening track, Rebels. This is a song this is a rock tune, a little Southern rock edge to it with the lyrics.
Mhm.
He's sort of paying homage to where he's from, Tom Petty being from the South. I was born a rebel down in Dixie on a Sunday morning with one foot in the grave and one foot on the pedal. I was born a rebel. It's got some great guitar work in here. Another relationship song. She picked me up in the morning. She paid all my tickets. Then she screamed in the car and left me out in the thicket. I never would have dreamed that her heart was so wicked. Yeah, I keep coming back because it's so hard to kick it. And it's, hey, hey, hey. That's the chorus. Hey, 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 I was born a rebel. And then he's talking about the history of the South here a little bit. Even before my father's father, they called us all rebels. They burned our cornfields and left our cities leveled. I can still feel the eyes of those blue-bellied devils, when I'm walking around tonight through the concrete and metal. And then, hey, hey, hey. Just a Southern anthem for that album, Southern Accents. And it's always been a favorite of mine. And he performed that at Live Aid in my hometown of Philadelphia way back in 1985
Yeah.
at that concert. And again, Tom Petty, cool performer. He had the shades on, never took his shades off on that concert. He was just, I don't know whether he was on something or not. I don't want to get into it, but he looked so cool up there with his band, and we miss him. Great guy. Great performer.
Sure was.
So that's my number 3.
I feel like I've heard you or Sam quote that song before.
It's probably me when we did our top 10. Both of us.
I do remember someone talking about that song.
Yeah. In fact, just a side note, in one of our fantasy leagues, I believe it's might be fantasy football, or when we did the basketball thing, Sam called himself the Blue Belly Devils. That comes from that lyric.
Really?
Yeah.
Blue Belly Toe. All right. My number 3 is a song that was mentioned by Rich, I believe, and that is Learning to Fly.
Yep.
Yeah.
From Into the Great Wide Open, another song from Into the Great Wide Open. I got back-to-back songs from that album. So many great songs there. Yeah, just a really great, catchy song. Love the guitar work on it. Yeah, it does have a positive feel to it. I guess I don't know exactly what it's about, but I do love the lyrics. So learn to fly, but I ain't got wings. And then there's like a lyric about learn to fly, something about up in the clouds. What goes up must come down. I don't know. I do enjoy those lyrics. And again, it's just one of those songs that, man, when that chorus kicks in, oh man, I'm just like really into the song and I can't help but sing along to it. And I love I just love the background vocals. The other band sing along with and I'm learning to fly. Like
Right.
I love that. But I ain't got wings, learning to fly. Like I don't know.
I think that's Jack Lynn.
Oh really?
Vocals. I think he produced the album.
Yes.
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah, it sounds great. Yeah, it's just got a really great melody overall to it, and everything Rich said. I just really love that song.
Yeah. Awesome choice.
Yeah, it's a good one.
We've got Sam St. John here.
Hey,
I'm late. That's change of break light ball was out. Well, it's great to see you, mate.
What's up, Sam?
We've got Jimmy Barnes saying hi, chaps. I'm no expert on Petty, but I do like many of his biggest singles, particularly Learning to Fly and I Won't Back Down.
Yeah.
Both of which we've mentioned in the stream. And he also said that he vividly remembers American Girl, Silence of the Lambs. It's one of his all-time favorite movies, which you've seen many times. I've not seen it. I'm not sure if it's my sort of thing, really.
It's very
Pretty
dark.
intense. Pretty intense, man.
Too psychological for me.
Yeah, yeah,
And Sam said any petty song would be in his top 10.
yeah. Sam.
It's very hard to file it in a top 10.
Yeah.
And my number 3 is from Full Moon Fever, and that's Free Falling. Probably his most well-known song, I'd say. And for good reason as well. It's definitely an anthemic song and an amazing song with great guitars and great backing vocals and an amazing chorus as well. I think the chorus is definitely my favourite part of the song. And it's just a very laid back and relaxing song that definitely just I feel like I'm always going to be listening to this song, really. And it's definitely my favourite song from Full Moon Fever. And it starts the album as well. You can't really get a better album opener than Free Falling and I Went Back Down. Back to back amazing songs there.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Incredible.
All right, what are we up to? Number 2. My number 2 is one that you guys both had. So this is another one that we've hit on. This is I Won't Back Down.
Back down. All right.
Off of Full Moon Fever. Like you guys have talked about. It's an anthem, uplifting, standing up against what's right, maybe, or overcoming an obstacle. You can stand me up at the gates of hell. I won't back down. I won't be turned around. I'll keep this world from dragging me down. You know, it could be anything.
Yeah.
You can read into it what you want. Somebody gives you a hard time at work, or your girlfriend's busting your chops. Whatever it is, you're not going to back. You're going to stand up for what's right. There's no easy way out. Like Jason said when he said, I bet this was popular in concert. Yes, it was. The whole audience is singing. You got 20,000 people singing, I won't back down, or, I'll stand my ground, and I won't back down. It's just a classic Tom Petty song. So it's high on my list for a reason.
Yeah.
I have this kind of attitude too, where, when I know I'm right, and I will stand my ground, whether it be talking about politics or just an opinion. I'm going to tell the truth, and people can take it the way they want. So
yeah.
And even when we make a top 10 list, I could get laughed at. I could care less. It's, in my opinion, it doesn't really mean anything at the end of the day. It's just one person's opinion, one take on Tom Petty or whatever it may be. I won't back down, because if you firmly believe what you're saying, then you have no regrets. And Tom Petty was like that, because the record company, screwed him over a couple times, and they wanted to sell his records at a higher price, and he wouldn't back down. He said, no, we have to give the people a break, and he lowered the rate. He punched a wall one time that he was so angry and broke his hand. There's a lot of back. Tom Petty was a tough
learn to play guitar again.
Right.
To do that.
Yeah, he was. He had principles, and he stuck to them, and that's why I admired him so much.
Mm-hmm.
So great song.
Yeah, you got to stand by your principles. That's what I would say. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And people are always going to take shots after you if they disagree or try and ridicule you or whatever, or make you look bad. But Tom Petty was his own man, and good for him.
I don't think I've seen that many interviews with Tom Petty. Did he do a lot of interviews? And I just haven't seen them.
He was on Letterman a lot, I know, and they would talk in between. If you ever get some downtime and just go into YouTube and look for Tom Petty, just put Tom Petty interview, and you'll see a bunch of them.
Okay.
Pretty cool guy, laid back.
I don't have to talk that much, to be honest, but yeah.
And he wasn't conceited or arrogant. He was just himself, and very simple guy. Like I said, humble, cool. He had flaws like anybody else. I know he went through a heroin problem and cocaine, and he smoked a lot of pot. But we all have our problems in life, and
right?
Different ways of dealing with it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, he left us with a tremendous amount of music, great music.
Yeah, quite a bit of music. Going through all his discography, quite a bit. I can't remember how many, but yeah, quite a bit of CDs to go through, or albums to go through.
A lot of albums, even with the stuff he just did with Mudcrutch. He had 2 Mudcrutch albums, which are good, and the Traveling Wilburys. You can't forget his
Right, Travel
contribution there.
Berries.
He
And
went
he
on
did
tour with Bob Dylan for like a year or year and a half. He took his band on tour with Dylan when he wasn't doing Heartbreaker stuff. So he's got a lot of stuff. I wish some of that stuff was on record, but I can't find it.
And he did some stuff with Stevie Nicks, or
Stevie Nicks.
Yeah, the songs.
Yep.
Yeah.
He gave her a few songs to rate. What's the one on her Belladonna album? Stop Dragging My Heart Around.
Yeah,
Was it
Stop Dragging
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stevie Nicks wanted to join the Heartbreakers, but
Yeah.
Did you?
closed shop. That's your mom there, Adam. Free falling. That's her.
Yeah, her favorites.
Very
Well,
good.
my doll wants to come out, man. She wants to get out of my room. So if you could come in and get her out, please. We've got Richard Cook saying that he's got a sneaky feeling he knows what my favourite is. So your second favourite, Jason?
My number 2 is a song that Adam mentioned early on, and that is "Don't Do Me Like That" from Damn the Torpedoes.
Yeah.
My favorite song on that album, and this is just I just call it pop fun. It's just fun pop song. I think Adam said, like, yeah, it just makes you smile. It just gives you this great feeling. The song, it just has such a great feel to it. I don't know. It's catchy, just catchy. Just from the beginning to the end, it's just, oh man, it's so fun to listen to, and to that's why as I was going through my list, I was like, I gotta put this number 2. I'm thinking Sam's probably like, oh, Jason, you just picked the big songs. So I'm not trying to. These are the songs I really find myself singing along to, Yep. And this is definitely one of the, I feel like, catchier pop songs. But I mean, I say pop, but it does have some rock in it. There's some really good guitar work, I'm thinking here. And I love the piano, and I especially love the beginning. The beginning of the song is one of my favorites because it's this constant like bump 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 on the piano, and then the organ also kicks in, which I love the sound of the organ also with this bump 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 bump, and like the drums at the beginning go, it's like bump 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 do 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 bump 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 do 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 do. Like I love the sound of the beginning with the piano and the drums. Like it's such a great, like, just really kicks you into the song. You're like, wow, I'm really loving the song. He hasn't sang yet, and yeah, then he goes through it, and you're just like, wow, this is such catchy fun. To me, Tom Petty has best, right? Or not his best. I have one more song, but one of the best, second best catchy pop songs he's ever written, I think. And it just sounds like he's having a lot of fun singing it. I don't know. He's throwing in some, don't. I don't know. He's throwing some other words in there. Don't. I don't know. He just feels like he's really into it.
That keyboard, Bedmont Tench is the guy, and he's that really comes through on that song. You're right.
Yeah. I think Bedmont Tench's best work is on the album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, amazing song that is. It's very, 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 very quick moving song.
Yeah, it's very quick moving. You're right.
It is bouncy. Yeah.
Bouncy. Yeah, it's bouncy. Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And we got Bryce saying that a pet interrupting the recording session. Very relatable.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll get to it. My second favourite, and it's from Wildflowers from 1994, and it's a title track, Wildflowers. I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
This is probably the Tom Petty song I've heard the most. I just love listening to it, and it's a very relaxing song that I just love listening to whenever I want to, really. Just love the instrumentation and the vocals and lyrics. You belong somewhere you feel free. Just that's the amazing line there. Just a beautiful song, really. Probably one of the most beautiful Tom Petty songs, definitely.
And his voice is so soft on there too. It's definitely, I don't know. It just seems like a different type of song for him. So it's a lovely song, and he softens his voice up to go along with the lyrics there. Cool.
Feels like it's mostly just him and an acoustic guitar almost, right? Or
yeah, it's very sparse compared to.
I love the toned down song.
Yeah.
Didn't need anything flashy.
No.
No. Good one.
It's quite a bold way of starting the album as well. Not starting with the rocking song, but starting very slow and mellow.
Yeah, very slow, mellow.
Definitely mellow.
Yeah, it's very mellow. I like that. That's a good word for it.
All right, number 1, right? Ready to jump in?
Yeah, I think so.
This is an easy call for me. My favorite. Where am I going? American Girl from the first album.
I knew it. I
can't get away from it. It's my favorite Tom Petty song. Always will be. It's the one I identify most with Tom Petty. I just like the beginning of it. That music. I saw him 6 times in concert. Like I said, and he plays it every time. It's usually the last song at the very end. It's the one he signs off with at the end, and he leaves the stage with. And in fact, it's the last song he ever played in concert. They have that in LA. If you see the last concert performance of Tom Petty, it's the last song. The crowd's going wild from the third row up. You can see the people they have a camera and afterwards the whole band comes up front. They're throwing picks to the audience, blowing kisses, taking bows, and then Petty, says his thing at the end and walks off the stage. And that's the last time he's ever performed.
Really?
It's very heartbreaking, but the concert itself is fantastic. The music sounds great. They hadn't lost a step as a band. I would encourage anybody to watch that. Tom Petty, just put it in YouTube. Tom Petty's last concert. You'll see that last song he does, which is American Girl. Man, it brings chills to my body thinking that he's never going to perform again. I just love this song. It's basically about a girl who raised on promises. She couldn't help thinking there was more out there somewhere else. A great big world, tons of places to run to. And if she had to die trying, she just had one little promise she was going to keep. And then they get into the chorus. Oh, yeah, all right, take it easy, baby. Make it last all night. She was an American girl. Just another one where the audience eats that song up. And that's why it's my number 1. I could flip-flop a lot of these songs, but I always keep that at number 1 for a reason. So anxious to see what you guys have as your favorite here.
Yeah.
You have to remind me, Rich. Did he die suddenly of a heart problem, or?
More or less. He had been having problems with his hip, and I think he was taking too many painkillers to numb the pain. I guess he just had a cardiac arrest, and they couldn't bring him back.
Okay.
I think he was on a bunch of different stuff. He'd been putting off surgery, trying to finish the tour, that type of thing. And I think he was 66 years old, something like that.
I was going to say, was he in his 60s or so?
Yeah, he was 66, but he had 30 years on the road of touring and countless albums. He didn't really give himself time off to heal up. It took this accumulation on him, and his heart gave out, I guess.
I thought it was something like that.
Yeah,
it was kind of sudden. Is all I remember.
It was sudden. It shook the world up.
Like
the music
world. You weren't
Nobody
expecting
saw that coming. It wasn't like he was in the hospital diagnosed with cancer or anything.
Yeah, exactly.
You couldn't prepare for it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
It just suddenly happened.
Yeah. All right. My number 1 song. Sam St. John would say this is the most played song on the radio, and the reason why he doesn't like the song. And I can't disagree with Sam more. I love this song. It is the most played song, I think, on the radio, and that is Free Falling. Also, evidently Trudy Carpenter's favorite song also. So I found that out. So we agree on.
Shout out to you, man.
I agree with Adam's mom. That's always been my favorite. I would say growing up, like if you said Tom Petty, I would say, oh yeah, Free Fallin'. Like that was the only song I really knew from Tom Petty. Like, because I do remember that was playing on the radio a lot, and I always loved listening to this song. And as I was making up this list, like right away, I was like, Free Fallin's my favorite, but I didn't want to. I was like, I bet I should listen to everything and give everything a chance.
Yeah.
You know, because I didn't want to just go, oh, Free Fallin' because for nostalgia reasons. But I just can't help it. I just love the song.
Yep.
And everything about it, I love the acoustic guitar at the beginning. Just him and that acoustic guitar, the bum, 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 bum. I don't know. I just love the sound of that. Lyrically, it's just,
very, very catchy sounding tune.
yeah, it just gets you right into the song from the very beginning to me. And just it's just almost like his voice and nothing else. And I love the lyrics are just so interesting. Like, you know, she loves Jesus, or she loves horses and America, or her boyfriend, and
Elvis.
Yeah,
what's
Elvis.
that? Oh, yeah, she's crazy about Elvis.
Crazy about
Loves
Elvis.
something, and her boyfriend too. I don't know.
Right.
Just Eric, how he's describing this girl and the stuff that she likes, I guess. And I'm a bad boy, and
Breaking her heart.
breaking her heart. Yeah. And
now he's free. It's free falling.
Free falling. And again, I just love the contrast from the verse to the chorus. I think is what's the best thing about the song is just it's a very laid back verses, and I love the verses. And it's just like he's very laid back, and all of a sudden he kicks into for breaking her heart, and I'm free. Like the way he kicks into the free falling. To me, it's I think it's his best vocal work of all of the stuff I've heard. I absolutely love the vocals on
there for me.
And so it goes from soft to very loud and very high, free falling, and he just has so much passion behind him. I don't know when he sings that free falling type stuff, and it's just the best chorus. I don't know. It's just one of my all-time favorite choruses to sing to. It's very simple. It's just I'm free falling, but man, when you hear that, you just it's another one. If I'm in a concert, like I'm just singing out really loud on that. Like free falling. Yeah, it's just so great. And I love the song kind of as it progresses, it changes a little bit, I think, during the song. And again, all the lyrics are pretty interesting because he's talking about vampires all of a sudden on Boulevard. I don't know what he's talking about, but I'm enjoying the lyrics. And then he gets back into the free falling, and then he gets more vocals in, I believe. I'm free falling, yet I'm free falling, I don't know. I just love the backing vocals mixed in with him singing free falling. Oh, it just sounds so great. And then there's this moment, like in the third verse or something, all of a sudden the drums kick into like this military style.
Yeah.
Where did this drums come from? I'm loving it.
It's like a marching band with how it plays.
Yeah, sounds like a marching band all of a sudden. And I don't know why it works, but it works so well in there. Yeah, it's just the funnest song. One of the funnest songs to sing to and to listen to.
I don't even think it took it that long to even do.
What's that?
I think him and Jeff Lynne just quickly write that one together.
Oh, really?
Only a few minutes, I think.
The video's cool too. The MTV video with the skateboarders, and every time they're going free, that's a free kind of thing where you're almost flying a little bit and above the ground, and it works in rhythm with the song too. It's a cool video put together.
But I feel like if you mention Tom Petty, anybody, Free Fallin' will come on their list of Free Fallin'.
I agree.
To me, that's
it could be a signature song. Yeah.
Signature song. To me, that's Tom Petty, Free Fallin'. I guess that's what I always think about Tom Petty. And so I'm sorry, Sam, that's my favorite song.
Well, I've actually got a question. Is Full Moon Fever a horror album? Because he mentioned vampires.
Yeah.
And you got the Zombie Zoo.
Zombie Zoo.
And you got Full Moon Fever like a werewolf. Full Moon. The werewolf, I guess.
Yeah. Could be. Could be
I
a
think
horror
I'm
album.
reading way too much into that one.
He might be.
Just a bit, yeah.
The Paul is dead and all that.
Mhm. Cranberry sauce. Very cool, yeah. But my favourite, I'm not sure if Richard McCook guess is right or not, but it's Square One.
Square
from
One.
Highway
Wow.
Companion. My favourite Tom
Very
Petty album. I absolutely love Square One. And when I first heard it, it was my favourite Tom Petty song, and it gets me every time. And I feel like every time I hear it, I almost feel like I'm listening to it the first time, bringing back memories of when I first heard it around October time last year. And I just absolutely love it. I love the melody and the laid back instrumentation, and just amazing guitar work as well. And I had no idea that this album was produced by Jeff Lynne, because it doesn't sound like it's produced by him.
Yeah.
But it's an amazing song with amazing lyrics. Just lovely, sweet song, really.
Yeah.
It's my favourite Tom Petty song. I
Okay.
think it was in the movie as well. The song, I can't remember what film it was in.
Hmm.
But I think it was nominated for Best Song for a film or something that year
Oh, really?
in 2006.
I didn't
Or
know that.
something, I don't know.
I'm
The
looking at the comments.
amazing song for an amazing album.
I'm looking at the comments. Richard McCook says, "Yep, I was correct." So he knew what your number one was.
You guessed it.
I wonder when you mentioned that. I might have told him maybe.
I said, have you talked about it before? I don't remember.
He
Well,
might have-
we did me and Rich done a Traveling Wilburys themed live stream, so maybe it's from that.
Probably, yeah.
I see.
But there we go. We all did old top 10 Tom Petty songs.
Yeah.
It's been great doing this. You did it just over an hour.
Do you have any honorable mentions or?
All the rest of the songs, according to Sam St. John, everyone. Now,
Here
I-
comes my girl.
I almost put Breakdown. Even the Losers was on my list. I like the song "The Last DJ" too. I don't know whether you guys have heard that. And King's Highway. Those are the ones that I just missed for me.
I've got a couple more from Wildflowers. To Find a Friend and Crawling Back to You.
Crawling Back to You is another one I had down. Yeah, love that
I
song.
love Only Broken Heart as well.
Yeah,
And Damaged by Love from Highway Companion.
yep. I like Louisiana Rain and what else?
I like What Don't Come Around Here No More.
Yeah.
Don't Come Around Here No More is great. Down South, I mentioned. Oh, The Waiting, and I don't. Nobody had The Waiting.
The waiting is the hardest part.
Yeah, that's a great song. What else?
I think I've heard someone say that that's their favorite song of all time. Is The Waiting.
Yeah, You Got Lucky. I like as well. Change of Heart. There's so many incredible.
Even the Losers is supposed to be in my
Even the
top 10.
Losers. Yeah, Jason had that one.
I have The Waiting. Here Comes My Girl. Flirting with Time. Wildflowers and Angel Dream were my 5 honorable mentions that
Angel Dream's up there for me as well.
came really close to making into my top 10, but couldn't get in there.
Yes, that's good.
Which you guys mentioned. So we all had Refugee and I Won't Back Down. Or
Those are the two, I think. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, I think they are.
the two standouts.
Richard McCook said you did put it on your vinyl as well. Oh yeah, the vinyl I made.
Oh yeah.
That's probably where I found out.
Yeah.
Bryce, I think those are my favourite
Okay.
Tom Petty songs so far. Great discussion, guys. I'm going to re-listen into the Great Wide Open.
Yeah.
Well, I've actually not heard that album, so I've got to listen to it now. Definitely, if it's a favourite Tom Petty album, Jason.
Yeah. Into the Great Wide Open and Damn the Torpedoes and Full Moon Fever to me were the top 3.
Yeah,
That's the choices there.
listen to them all.
Yeah.
Get your sister too, Jason, to listen to some of these.
Yeah.
Tom Petty songs.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
I swear when I was in junior high, I first heard about Tom Petty from somebody had a Tom Petty's Greatest Albums CD, and I was like, "Who's that?" And they're like, "Oh, Tom Petty, the Heartbreakers. It's a really good band." I'm like, "Oh, really? Like, I don't know that band." And I think I went home and I told my dad, like, "Have you heard of Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers?" And I think my dad told me, like, "Oh yeah, they're a very overrated band."
Really?
And so I
I
always had that in the back
yeah.
of my mind, like Tom Petty wasn't that good until later.
Wow. Who does your dad like? I'm curious to see what his favorite band would be, just out of curiosity.
I mean, well, he's big on the Beatles and John Denver.
Okay, that's cool.
Uh, you know, probably his biggest ones. Yeah, the Who,
Can't go
I'd,
maybe.
wrong.
I'd say
Beatles
Tom
can't go
Petty
wrong.
and the Heartbreakers is probably rated,
Yeah.
or maybe slightly underrated at times.
Yeah, it might be underrated because I was
Hmm.
kind of surprised going through his music how much I enjoyed it. So
Oh yeah.
But
Well,
yeah,
we
it was great
got,
doing this with you guys.
thank
And
you for
again,
having me.
Jason and Richard's channels are in the description below. And in
Thanks,
case
Adam.
people haven't seen you guys before, if you could tell them what sort of videos you do on your channels. I'll let you go first, Rich.
Well, right now I'm actually starting to take a break until the end of the year. I'm reducing my workload. But if you go to my channel, you get a lot of classic album song rankings that I've done with Sam St. John and other members of the BC. That was a weekly series, but we're slowing it down till the end of the year. I also do a lot of movie content with Brian and Doc, where we take top 10 movies of each year from 1980 through 1999. We're up to 1998, so that will end soon, and we'll be on to another project after the
yeah,
first of the year.
yeah, 2 more years to finish.
2 more years. We've done 98. That'll be released Monday, and then
Okay,
this week we'll be recording 99.
okay,
As far as a CD exchange, which I do with Glenn Kellaway, Brian,
Yeah.
and Randy Nelson, that's on every Friday. Check that out as well. We all exchange albums that we haven't heard before, new material to us, and offer an opinion on it. So we're learning a lot about stuff we didn't know about before. So that's pretty much what's going on my channel at the moment.
yeah. I love your top 10 movies and 12 songs and
Yeah.
uh, like I'm kind of sad that's going to be ending soon. But
We'll come up with something else in January. We're working on some
okay, good.
possibilities that hopefully everybody will like.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, Jason Old Millennial, I cover movies and music, both. I've been doing a lot of rankings. I'm continuing all these series pretty much every week. I'm doing my top 100 favorite albums. I'm up to number 37, I believe, on that. And I'm ranking every single Beatles song. I think in my top 85 or so songs now on that one. I'm also ranking all the MCU movies from Iron Man to Avengers Endgame. I think I got 8 more or 7 more, I think, movies to rank on there. And then I usually at the end of the week, I try to do a video covering all the movies I saw that week. So,
Yeah.
And you do a couple of vinyl finds and Blu-ray hauls and stuff.
yeah. Yeah. Anytime I start buying some stuff, I might show it off. My
And
very, very small collection compared to Rich. And
I've been around a lot of years. You have a long way. We'll catch up, believe me. Both you guys.
do you guys know what video you're gonna be making next?
Not really. Other than CD exchange next Friday plan this week. So I'm trying to reduce over the holidays because I've been kind of feeling burned out lately, making too many videos. So just
yeah.
take some time off, spend some time with the family, and then come back strong in
Yeah.
January.
Next Thursday, I'm doing a video with Garrett from Sound Lab Studios.
Okay.
Doing a live stream on his channel at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And we're talking about basically like music, music that was important to us growing up, basically. having a discussion about that. So that should be good. First time we've collaborated.
We'll have to check that live stream out.
That's a
Yeah.
good topic. Good topic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've got a couple of reviews coming up. We'll be doing a review of Black Panther Wakanda Forever. And I'm also going to be doing one of the Weird Al film. Yeah.
Very nice.
So that's what I've got coming on my channel.
All right.
And then soon I'm going to go back to where I used to live for a few days. And have a mini holiday there
Yeah.
before Christmas. So yeah, I really enjoy doing this, everyone.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks everyone in the chat. You can let know in the comment section what your favorite Tom Petty songs are, or Tom Petty albums. But any final words, guys?
I just want to say thanks for having us. I enjoyed it. Great to talk about Tom Petty. Good hanging out with you guys for what, an hour?
Thank you for
25?
joining, Rich.
Awesome.
Great.
Yeah.
Do it again.
That was really fun. I need to do more of these, discovering different artists like Tom Petty, I think.
I'll have to work on Springsteen on you, Jason. And
Yeah. I got to go back through Springsteen. I did a poll, and ELO was number 1 on the poll that I did recently.
right?
So I think I'm going to go through ELO next.
That'd be good.
Crosby, Stills, and Nash for me. I've not really heard any of their stuff.
Oh, man.
We could do one of those, the three of us, or bring Sam in too, whatever.
Yeah.
Once
But
you
on
get,
Crosby, Stills, and Nash.
yeah, once you get familiarized with all their material, why not?
Yeah.
They're not on Spotify though, are they?
No,
Oh, that's right. They're not. Yeah, you're right about
that's the
that.
problem.
That is a problem.
I
They don't have that big a
don't
collection though, so as far as
think that CDs are that expensive though.
yeah.
Is there a Crosby, Stills, and Nash collection?
Is there what? I'm
I'm not
sorry.
looking into that.
A collection?
There's a couple of compilations, greatest hits, and there's I don't know if there's a box set, but they didn't have a prolific amount of albums.
Tom Petty money because
Yeah, that's
This
so far.
This has like all their big hits on it, but
There's a double CD of the best of too. I can't remember the name of it, but it's got like 40 songs. Check that out.
oh,
Petty Ducks.
oh,
Tom Bucks.
I like that. Tom Petty on the money there. Cool.
money.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's a present, wasn't it? From
Yeah, my aunt. But yeah, great stream and
It was a
see
good
everyone around.
doing that, yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant that.
Until next time. Ciao, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you, Jake. Good to see you guys. Take care.
Hi guys.
Yeah,
See you
take
again
care.
soon.
Goodbye.
Take care.